Why is this child crying? I suppose many of you think of a different reason why she could be crying. Maybe she feels cold, or maybe she misses her parents, or maybe she fell down and hurt herself. There are many ways, many reasons why this child could be crying. And in what kind of film can you expect to see this image? Maybe it will be in a fictional drama about a street child, or maybe an educational movie about bullying. Again, there are many ways this image can be used and reused in media. How easy it is to be manipulated by media and how they can manipulate it themselves is what youngsters experience during the two-day media mashup workshop. And for you, this is all obvious information. You think this, what is she talking about? We already knew this. But for the youngsters at school, they don't really think about these themes. And so this workshop really helps to get an awareness from this. Hi, I'm Elfi. I'm from CHEF. And I will share a little bit what we do. We're a youth film organization. And we arrange distribution of youth and children films. And for each film, we make a study guide, which is downloadable for free and which is connected to a Pinterest page and a YouTube channel, where you can find many clips about the film and also an introduction film made by the filmmaker himself. We organize workshops, Q&As, masterclasses with filmmakers. And also on top of that, we have a children and youth film festival with a media lab. It's like a digital playground where they can experience different VR installations and things. Thanks to the Flemish government's call for innovative partner projects, it was possible to develop this media mashup workshop. And we partnered up with Mediawijs. It's the knowledge center of media literacy in Flanders, and Kingsbury, a digital marketing agency. We used our years of expertise in the development of film workshops in order to assemble all this knowledge into a two-day program for youngsters 12 to 18, and mostly informal education. And with this program, we want to reinforce awareness about modern propaganda in an active and creative way. What do you think about when you hear the word propaganda? This is what we asked them, and soon we started talking about World War II and Hitler, and many students thought it is something from a long time ago. And they discover it is still used on a daily basis thanks to the platform Mind Over Media. This is a platform for understanding 21st century propaganda developed by René Hubs and the Media Education Lab. It's where you can upload all kinds of modern propaganda, and the students watched some clips, analyzed them, and had some debate about the different propaganda techniques used. And followed by some active exercises, because learning by doing is embedded in our methodology. And I recently discovered an old proverb of Confucius that agrees with this. I'll share it with you. What I hear, I forget. What I see, I remember. And what I do, I understand. So a lot of active doing in our workshops. And to experiment how they can manipulate these images, they can use the fantastic mashup table. This is an installation which is developed by a French magician. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with the filmmaking process. Normally at the end of the workshop, the editing is done by one or two computer-savvy kids. And the others lose interest in this process, which is very interesting to do in filmmaking, because they can't engage. And this mashup table makes it possible to make editing a shared event, and everybody can have an active part in it. And to give you a little taste of what it's like, I have a short film about this you can see. So the students play around with existing video clips and they give them another meaning than intended. And this demonstrates how easily an image can be used, reused, misused. Remember the crying girl from the beginning? I wonder how many thought of you the real reason why she was crying, she was having a fit because she didn't get any ice cream. Afterwards, the youngsters think about what they would like to change in society, something they feel strongly about, and how they can translate this, translate their ideas into a positive propaganda film. So they use the techniques they learned and make a positive propaganda film about something. There were different topics, bullying, use of social media, female rights. And by using these propaganda techniques themselves, they show that they understand them, as you can read in some quotes here of participants. The medium film combines different media elements. It combines image, sound, text, and that's why it makes it one of the very powerful communication tools. And by teaching youngsters how to use this, they can choose to participate in the online debate with media content of their own. And that they want to be heard is very clearly seen with what's happening with the climate movement. And I'm glad to see that the attention for media literacy is growing and that we're here today. For the first time I heard that this topic is at this kind of conference. And also proud that we received the first award from the European Commission. But there's still a lot of work, obviously. And on the way over here on the train, I read a very interesting opinion piece in the New York Times about how racist groups are recruiting young teens through social media with funny memes. And it was about a mother and her teen son, and he was laughing with his memes. Quite serious stuff, and she felt very worried about this. And her thought was that probably the best tool to tackle this is prevention. And I totally agree, because it is important that youngsters understand that propaganda has many forms before they even encounter it at first, because it's not always that obvious to detect. And propaganda can also be, for example, a smooth-talking YouTuber. And thank you very much for inviting me here. I think I'm nicely in time. And to end with in an appropriate way, I have made an extreme small mashup.
Yes,